Hello and welcome to Wealthy Life. My name's Vicky Wishay. I'm going to take you through over these next 3 or 4 videos and podcasts to explain to you, if you like, the higher level strategy of why investing in property is a good idea. In fact, this podcast and the next podcast will look at why property investment is a good idea in any economic climate. I'm going to talk to you about the component parts, if you like, of investment this time. And then I'm going to look at the reasons why investing in property is a good idea in the next episode, next week. So this is about why property investment is key to achieving financial stability. And it's actually how you manage the risk of your investments and how you build wealth. And I feel that property investment is actually a foundation investment rather than something that you diversify into later. And I'm going to explain that over the next 2 episodes, and I hope you'll come to my idea of thinking. Of course, before I start, I have to say that any form of investment involves risk, and that you need to understand what you're getting into. You need to understand your investment goals, your risk tolerance. Maybe you need to have a conversation with someone like me. What I do is I primarily work with my clients to develop an overall wealth strategy so that they understand that this is their starting point, this is what they want to achieve, and these are the resources that they can put together to create a plan or a bridge to get them from where they are now to where they want to go. Some of my clients are quite happy with just the plan, and some of the clients then want to work with me to help them invest in property, either by teaching them how or by working alongside them as a project manager. With all things, you need to be highly participative, involved, and understanding of the journey that you're embarking on. There's a lot of language out there called passive investing. And if you're doing it passively, then I believe that you are at greater risk than my clients who are managing me to manage the properties for them. So they're leveraging my time and my knowledge. They're not passive in any way. We have regular meetings to keep them up to date with their portfolio so they understand what's going on. And I'm teaching them, if you like, the business of running a portfolio. So let's get to the key point of these next 2 podcasts, why property investment can be a good idea in any economic climate. And I think the first one has got to be about income generation. So I spoke to you in the last 2 podcasts about how there are different forms of investments, stocks, shares, bonds, commodities. If you don't understand that language, go back and have a listen to those 2 podcasts. And I think the thing for me with all of those is why you might get dividends, why they might appreciate in value. What you're not getting is a regular, inverted commas, reliable monthly income that means that you are getting your hands on your money as you move through the process. So the problem for me, for example, with shares is if you start off in January, February, March, they may be doing really well. If you take 2022, just think about that. The first quarter of the year, we were fine. And then all of a sudden, Russia invades the Ukraine and the world changes. Interest rates change, everything changes. Take your mind back to, well, it's a bit hard to do it exactly, but somewhere around about the start of 2020, we knew something was coming called a pandemic. But other than Hollywood as a reference, we didn't really know what was coming. Then go forward literally 3 months and the entire world is locked down. So the trouble with shares is that you're in a position where you could be doing really well today and think that you're going to get a dividend in 11 months, 10 months, 9 months down the line, but something happened on that journey. Now, your property can change over the period of a year, but you can also manage that change yourself. You can make sure that it's rented. You can make sure that your letting agent is doing their job. If your letting agent's not doing their job and you're not already working with me, then you'll have to find yourself another letting agent. You can, when a tenant moves out, you can choose to make strategic investment in the refurbishment of the property to make sure that you get the best possible returns. You can put the rents up if you have refurbished your property to an appropriate standard. And of course, the demand is there, which right now it's crazy out there. So there are plenty of things that you can do with each individual property that you buy. In fact, you should think of each individual property that you buy as a business unit. And that business unit offers a service or a product to a client, and the client is your tenant. And you work with those experts around you to make sure that your product or your service is of the highest quality, appropriate to the value that you are going to be charging for that service that you are offering. So if you start to think of each house as a brick business or a brick bank, you're going to be in a stronger position than if you take a passive, hands-off approach. And so you are going to be able to create a regular and reliable income that provides a steady flow of cash flow. And this can be appealing when everything out in the economy is challenging, when, for example, you've got rising inflation and rising costs of living. To know that you've got money coming in from a property can be very reassuring. But it's also, I believe, the foundation of your investment portfolio. So let's think about the things that you could do with this monthly income that's coming in. You may be in a position in your life where you want to replace a wage for 1 or 2 days a week, maybe more. Please do not rush out there and give up work. Retaining a job while you're in the middle of your buying process is very useful until you can then replace your wage with some other form of income, because your lenders will like the fact that you have a regular job. Now, the other thing that you could do is that you don't have to be the person that keeps the job. Maybe you just make your partner keep the job. But one of the two of you, if you're in a relationship and in this together, one of the two of you needs to be working. And if you're a single person doing this, then I'm very sorry, you need to stay in your job until we get you going on your portfolios. You could be a family and be deciding that you want extra tuition for your cheese. Try that again. Maybe you want extra tuition for your children, or you've got school fees that you want to pay. Maybe you're looking after older relatives, so you want to pay for carers. Maybe you simply want to have, which I think is a good idea, this renewable investment pot. So you've got your rental income coming in. You've also got whatever you're churning off from your day job or your day business, creating more cash flow there, more savings over there, and you can put these together. But equally, you might be at a point in your life where you decide that for the first couple of years of your portfolio, you are going to enjoy every minute of it and book yourself some great holidays while you're still young enough to appreciate it. And that's absolutely fine, but have that plan. And that plan needs to come right at the beginning before you start buying the houses. Understanding why you're investing in property is absolutely crucial to then investing in the right type of properties that will generate the right type of income and demand the right level of time management from you, so that you can have your cake and eat it too. You can generate the rental income and still have the time to have the fun if that's what you want to do. So your rent payments